Hello everyone, this is Steve with RF Technology. In this video I will be going over the IP Commander software and how it's used to monitor and program the Eclipse series base stations over a wide range of features and applications. When you start up the software, it brings you to the base station menu, which stores a list of all the repeaters or base stations that the IP Commander can connect to, and this is also where you can add additional base stations into the mix. In this demo, I'll be using my VHF demo. Connecting up brings us to the overview screen. We have the operational channel, currently set to channel 0. The channel name is Demo 2, receive frequency and transmit frequency. In the networking block, it shows the networking name, IP address, subnet mask, gateway. SNMP trap sync, we can send the trap sync information to multiple repeaters or computers for monitoring. In the version, we have the hardware version, the software version that's currently in operation, and the database, and the serial number of the unit. Down here in the real-time section of the screen, we have RSSI, carrier to noise ratio, and in P25 mode, bit error rate. We are currently set to receive any NAC code or a CTCSS of 123.0 in analog. Current operational temperature of the repeater is 41 degrees centigrade. Down here we can set the power level of the exciter. It's adjustable in 0.1 watt increments from 0.1 watts to 5 watts in VHF to 3 watts in UHF and 800 megahertz. Keying up radio in the analog mode shows the receive leg green and the transmit leg orange. This is our indication of analog. It shows our receive signal strength, carrier to noise ratio, and the power output. Switching to the P25 mode, we have the same signal to noise, bit error rate, carrier noise ratio, but we have blue for the receive leg and pink for the transmit leg to indicate that you're in the P25 mode. Currently we have no voting set up on this repeater and no simulcast. Moving on to the top ribbon of the IP Commander software. Clicking on File will bring us to the base station menu where you can select which repeater or base station you want to connect to. Under Calibrate, it's best to use a precision service monitor to calibrate the codec RF power and calibrate the RSSI against a known standard. In the admin bar, we can add or remove users to the IP Commander. Under base station software, it'll store 2 versions of firmware, the present active version and the older version that was in. If you upload another new version of firmware and it were for some reason get corrupted, you can always roll back to the older version and keep it operational. Backup and restore, you can back up your present file or restore from a previous file. Load encryption keys. This feature is currently grayed out because it's not enabled in this base station. We can support AES and DES encryption keys through the IP Commander. Hovering your mouse down by the status bar will show you what features are currently enabled in via the IP Commander in the base station. Load license. We can add additional features to the RFT Eclipse 2 base station by loading in a new license file. Check for updates is currently not implemented, and if you're on a very slow connection, less than 9600 baud, click here and it'll slow down the response time of the IP Commander software. Reboot base station will send a reboot signal to reboot the base station.